Hello ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between, and none of the above, welcome back to We Love Your Deck. For today's archetypal analysis, we'll be going over Surveil focused decks. Surveil was released with Guilds of Ravnica as the mechanic for House Dimir and was a mechanic similar to the Scry mechanic, but instead of having the option to put the card onto the bottom of your library, it will instead give you the option to put the card into your graveyard. Since the release of Guilds of Ravnica, the ability has since become deciduous, meaning that while it won't show up in every set, there is a good chance of seeing it in some way where it's needed. And as stated with Surveil starting as a mechanic tied to the Dimir Guild, it is primarily in blue and black. We'll need a commander who wants our cards constantly going to the graveyard, like Mirko, Obsessive Theorist, who will have +1/+1 counters on it as you surveil and during your end step will reanimate you a creature with power less than whatever Mirko's is. Though Glarb, Calamity's Augur, doesn't really do much with Surveil, they do have the ability to surveil too and will allow you to look at the top of your library and play lands and spells with a mana value of 4 or greater. One that focuses around enchantresses would be Amanatu, Veil Piercer, who will have you surveil 2 during your upkeeps and will give your enchantment spells Miracle if that's the first card you've drawn that turn. With our commander chosen, we will need additional ways to surveil, like with Appendage Amalgam, which will have you surveil each time you attack with it. Then there's the case of the Shifting Visage will then surveil you once each turn during your upkeep. And for more surveillance, each time you surveil, Enhanced Surveillance, which when you surveil, will allow you to look at 2 additional cards. Surveil does fill up your graveyard, meaning you'll want to work with spells that want a full graveyard, such as Cephalid Ink Mage, which will make your creatures unblockable if you have 7 or more cards in your graveyard. Something more graveyard-focused would be Golbaz, Crystal Collector, who wants you playing artifacts to surveil yourself, and then if you control 4 or more artifacts, will allow you to return a creature from your graveyard to your hand, and then if you control 8 or more, will burn your opponents for that creature's power. As well as Deeproot Wayfinder, which, when you deal combat damage with it, will surveil but also return a land to the battlefield. And that sums up Surveil as an archetype fairly well, so we're going to end it there. Since you got this far, why not give me a follow? And as always, I'll catch you on the flip side, Planeswalkers. And remember, be good to each other.